Well, a very good morning to you. Thank you for joining so early. I didn't schedule this live stream until about an hour ago, so you're on the ball. Oh, it's pouring rain outside this morning, everyone. I can hear it, just about. It's the rain has come in last night, or well, yesterday afternoon, going into this morning. It's going to be here for, well, probably until tonight. The rest of the week looks okay, but the plan actually today was to not ride indoors. I was supposed to take a group ride out this morning from my local coffee shop, which is also a pie shop, Motley Pie and Coffee, and we were supposed to take a ride. It was going to be about 50 kilometers, about 1,000 meters of climbing, this morning at 8 a.m. and yeah, obviously that's not happened because it's raining, and it's also like, not only is it raining, but it's windy, and it already feels cold, but it feels colder now. Apparently, feels like -3, so you can stuff that. We're not riding and getting soaking wet and freezing cold, so instead we're indoors. So good morning, Rob. Morning, Ian. That's right, Philip. Yeah, it is. It's a sauna. I think we're just gonna have to roll with it now. Everyone keeps calling it a sauna, so we're gonna have to call it a sauna. Yeah, it's gonna be great actually for heat training. It's about 8 degrees in here, and it's about 2 degrees outside, 2 or 3 degrees outside. So you can say it's about 5 degrees warmer in here. So when it comes to the summer, I'm either going to have very good ventilation, or I'm going to have to choose my time in here wisely. But it's not a bad thing, because heat training is the new altitude training, isn't it? So what are you all doing this weekend? Have you got ride plans? Or are you doing what I'm doing? Anyone ticked off this last one yet? Tour de Zwift? That's right, yeah. The backpedal climb trilogy of Alp to Zwift is tomorrow. I will actually be there. I know I signed up for the others as well, but of course, things did not fall in my favour for those. Particularly the most recent one, given that we moved house. But we're here now, so all's well and good. I will be on the start line tomorrow, which is of course Alp to Zwift. Right, not going to have the fan on yet. I think having the fan on will be far too cold at the moment. Oh, look at that in the game chart, marked in. Morning all from Sandbatch. I've been there. Spent a lot of time on there when I was racing with Rocket Condo. Microphone okay, by the way? You can hear me alright? Might be a little bit quiet, but... Okay. Well, I like this course. I do like this course. It's, I think it's hillier than it probably appears. And, yeah. Never know what could happen. A group could go all the way to the end. It could split on the Temple KOM. It's a nice course. The group's not that big, thankfully. It's already quite near the front. Good morning, Nina. Good morning, everybody. Hey, good morning, Ian. Yes, I have indeed arrived in Shedworld. Edworld, Shedworld. Yes, I am doing Alp to Zwift tomorrow. I will be there. See you there? Question mark? I didn't know if that sounded like a question, so I thought I'd add a question mark.
I'm gonna try and like draft as well as I can today. See if I can get away with new PR to be expected. No, not new PR. Not new PR. No. I mean, it won't be far off. But no, it won't be a PR. Okay, we have a climb here. Let's string it out. Right through the group a bit. Oh, I did not plan that to be as risky as that. Although, I think still some guys came across behind me, but I think they were a bit more relaxed. They didn't give it as much of a panic effort as I did. That was a panic effort. I didn't think that would split there. You know, we're so close to the front anyway. We were in the top 30 there, weren't we? And I thought, you know, top 30, that'll stay together. But no. It split and there's only like 20 of us in this front group now, including Andy Cunningham, a name I know very well from hill climbing. He finished just behind me at the National Hill Climb Champs this year, or last year. But seems to only know how to ride at like 6 watts per kilo on Zwift. When you look at his afterwards, usually when you look at his data, it's usually average and normalized power are usually almost like the same. Meaning, obviously, you know, not much variability at all, which is what you would expect really from like what I'm doing now, riding in the group. But maybe Andy's just doing a workout every time he does a Zwift race and just rides a 6 watt per kilo on the front. I don't know. Let us know, Andy, so we know for future reference. Because luckily I'm here now, because with Andy here it is just going to be high pace the whole way. I don't think there's going to be any breakaways. It's just going to be this group trying to hold on to Andy doing his 6 watts per kilo, which is probably going to make it very boring for you watching now, if that's the case. Like, I don't know if it's going to ease up. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, I need a fan now. Whoa. Thank you, Rob. Okay, maybe you don't find it boring. I find it boring. But we'll see what happens. It might not be. Okay, climb coming. Yeah, that's definitely Andy on the front. Oh, we got a bit of flat now. Yeah, not an easy route this. Not an easy route. I'm gonna try and sit in a draft. Try and use the steering. See if I can save a little bit. Try not to make any unnecessary efforts. Because it will be hard later on, no doubt. Sprint's coming up, so power up's coming up. Sorry. Andy's just absolutely showing no mercy with the like 5.5 watts per kilo. He's even doing it down here on this descent. It's so easy behind. Must be doing it for training. I mean, there's no... Surely. Yeah, it's not me who only worry about Pocock. Let's give it a ride on. Thank you. Well, yes, going straight. I mean, I suppose when you're riding just in the group like this and someone's happy to pull as hard as, well, effectively, when you pull as hard as they're pulling at the front here now, there's no chance of breaking away, because 5.5 watts per kilo in raw watts is anything north of 350, possibly 400 depending on the size of the athlete. But you know, I would have to do more than that, and I can't do 400 watts at a minute for longer than, you know, 6 or 7 minutes. So cycling is a maths game now with power meters, and you kind of know if your car's marked. Well, Phil, I mean, if there's anyone in this group who's like me, riding below their threshold power now and getting all this recovery, because it's not punchy at all, it's just a constant hard pace, which is easier to draft in a little bit with a group this size at this speed. So people are probably recovering, and when we hit the major climbs now in a second, you know, everyone's going to be maybe left, right and centre going as hard as they can. But we'll see what happens to the group. And there's still 20 of us. But the pace is just so on. There's just no let up. You know, you can feel, or you can see it as well, I'm sure, like it's like constantly, and when we hit the climb it sort of bunches up, and then when we hit like a rolling or gradual like flat road, it just, like this, it just strings. Because I think people are trying to get a little bit of a break where they can, and then when they do, it strings, and then they clock to it, and then they push, and then it's just like a constant battle. Yeah, Seb in the chat, exactly that. Everyone knows. I mean, you know, take nothing away from it, because it could well be a training session, and I for one think it's great motivation. You know, when you're riding and doing your effort and you're on the front of a group like that. But for the rest of us, it's a little bit different. But it's a different dynamic. Good, honest work. What a reply. That's like the classic. That's the classic racer's reply, from my experience. Good honest day's work. Good honest work. We should go to the front and start like riding just in front and taking the pace, and then you're like, no, I want the front. No, I want the front. I don't know if I was in Andy's position. Yeah, there's no doubt he's got the strength. I would attack and then see if you can get a gap and then hold the gap. Personally, I would find that more fun, or more, well, whatever you want to call it. Oh, who just got corned? Did Andy get corned? Did he get corned? No way. No way. Oh. Why did he get corned? That happened to me once. I don't know if you remember that. It's just perfect timing as well because of the climb. Oh no, I'm sorry. What? Oh look, it's so much more pleasurable now. Oh, where's he gone? He's still there in the chat, but where's he gone? Is he still there then? What happened? I can't believe that. Surely there was nothing. Why would they have corned unless 5? No, surely it's got to be over 6 watts per kilo for 40 minutes to. And people have done more than that, I would have thought. That's weird. Anyone in the chat explain that? Very bizarre. Anyway, Andy, I don't know what happened there. You can watch it back on the live stream now. That is very bizarre. I hope he actually didn't get booted from the game as opposed to like maybe just removed from the event. That's really weird. I don't think anyone ruined the ride. I mean, I suppose it goes both ways. I suppose the people who didn't like hanging on for grim death at 5 odd watts per kilo, I'm sure they probably felt like you were ruining their ride. Oh. How bizarre. I feel bad because that's really 5 people. That's all 5 people. I thought it would have been much more than that. I feel sorry. I mean, he's not cheating. That is legit. Those are his real watts. He's obviously riding hard. Well, doing something he's trying to set out to do. He's known for it, so it's not like, you know, it's not anything out of the ordinary. But I would agree, as my fellow Welshman says in the chat, this does feel much better. I'm not one to shy away from pain, but we'll have a fair share of pain in a minute. Wow, that's a controversial moment for a Saturday morning. Let's use the steering. Right, here we go then, everybody. The climb. Well, I mean, we've had climbs, but this is obviously a significant one. Okie dokie. Here we go. Here's the right turn. Good place to attack here. Carry some speed. Through the group with an arrow or draft. Oh. Ooh, that got a bit hard. Cheers, Greg. Yeah, that's right, Steph. So it's like quite a horrible ending, really. It gradually rises. Alright, there's only 7 of us, I think, in this one group now. Or 8. Just got a rider come back on. Still 13 kilometers to go though, so it's not over. We could have some attacks here from riders, because it's such a small group. There's going to be riders just about coming back on now, 4 seconds behind. They might just get back on here. Although, oh, he has to just get back on before this descent. Should make it. Oh. Here goes an attack. Use my draft power up here just to sort of nullify the amount of acceleration I have to deal with. It's very fast, so draft is going to be quite strong. I did this route the other day, and someone attacked in this very same place. And it actually worked, because the group were recovering from the climb. You know, you mentally switch off a little bit on this descent, so you know, I don't know, it's not as silly as maybe we think. That's the end of the descent now. Hey, thank you, Gareth. The sauna. I got another draft, which I might use if there's another attack. Use it to follow. Now this is where it could get a little bit interesting, because it is going to slow down here. And this could get very, very variable now, folks. If there's an attack here, then another attack, and you know, 3 or 4 attacks in the space of 5 minutes, it could be very it could be a very intense finale. The thing is with this now, there's a lot of quite fast downhill coming up on tarmac. There's a lot of chance to recover. So there's been an attack. It's a good move. I think it's gone at the right time, where people are thinking, you know, it's quite a long way to go. Bit of hesitation, but the gap isn't growing massively. Still doing 6 watts per kilo though. 7-second gap. Thank you, BPM. Well reminded. I'm about to go into the descent, so I'm just gonna come through here. Keep the pace. Oh, this is good. Six-second gap. Five seconds. I don't want to overcommit here now. This is a good section of road where you can just really recover. There's 6k to go. This is a good fast section here. So just going to sit in. And just watch what happens. That gap's coming down now, and good for us, but sad for him probably. It's just going to be at the bottom, or near the bottom of this descent. And if he's not back, someone will probably go on that Kickr, as you say, Greg, or someone will probably go anyway. So you've got to be alert. Alert, alert, alert. and probably use the draft to maintain position if it gets a bit spicy. Heart rate's coming down. And someone's trying a sneaky one right here. Just gonna try and follow. Ah, look at the skills. My drafting skills. Okay, less than 5k to go. Now he's still off the front. But here's the climb coming up. Whoa! Sorry. Okay, a little Kickr incoming here. .12-second gap. Really good attack there. There's another now rider off the front in between. Has a bit of a carrot. No, there's no way I'm catching. It's a 7.5 watt per kilo. I can't do that. So I need to be patient now. I missed the move when it went, and it's over. There's no closing it. Chapeau. Chapeau. Oh. Oh my word. Oh. Well done. Awesome time move. Well done. Oh. 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 I did say there was no chance of catching. I think, I mean, I could see when just before I attacked to try and bridge, I could see that his watts per kilo had dropped. And I thought, right, like, I'm gonna maybe have a chance to eat into this. And it was, well, what was it? It was about 21, 22 seconds. Personally, I thought, that was it. I mean, all I can assume is that the rider had attacked really hard and then tried to sustain something, but then obviously was starting to tire and then was on the limit. So they were just trying to manage it as best as possible. Whereas when you're like attacking from behind like I was, you have a sense of like you could catch them. And when you're at the front and you're you can feel yourself dying off, because we've been in both situations, of course. You feel like you are riding through treacle and you're coming backwards. But I think, to be honest, I think where the move was made was a very good place to make the move. It was on that little Kickr, and it was just when a rider had been away for a while, about 5 kilometers, and then we come along the nice downhill around the course like that, and then over the bridge, and then just as it goes a little bit like cagey, because that rider's almost coming back but it's not quite there, that's where it gets really edgy, and I think the timing of the move was perfect. It was full commitment, because if I seem to remember, it was like his avatar was out of the saddle. It was a full sprint. I think used an aero power up as well, so really punched to create the gap. And I think if you weren't ready for it, or if you weren't on the wheel, or if you weren't close to the front, you had to be there, I think, to respond to it. And I think I was just coming through the group. I had a split second of hesitation, and I didn't follow it. Then I went to the front to try and ride a little bit to keep us going. Because when something like that happens, someone punches as hard as that, it can take a lot of the motivation out of the group. Because it gives this sense of, whoa, they look like really strong. They've accelerated, they've snapped the elastic straight away, nobody's responded. And it's very easy, I think, for the group to just go alright, fine. So we crested that, and then that was when most of the gap was made. But it was a good end. It was a good tense ending up to the last 500 meters maybe. Oh. So the graph looks something like this. Very spicy towards the end. Very spicy. Lots of recovery. Well, not really recovery, but high zone 2 in there. I'm sure if any of you have done this event already, you'll have probably witnessed what this type of course can do to you. It depends on how it's raced, how it's ridden, but the VO2 max efforts can be very, very real in this. You'll be doing a lot of over and under. There's no doubt about that. No doubt about that. Oh. Oh, nice one. Well guys, what's the plan for today? What is the plan? What are you all up to? Zwifting? Riding outside? Is that someone I know? No. My bad. Greg says I barely touched zone 2 when I raced this. Yeah, I suppose it depends what group you end up in, if you end up in a group at all. There's definitely a lot of factors involved. I think the larger the group, especially if they're somewhat around your ability, and it prevents you from having to ride so hard all the time, and it maybe means you can get a bit more, you can be a bit more responsive as opposed to just riding one pace all the time. Oh, is that their first ride, Greg? Is that after they announced the collab? Are they doing like an activation ride? Oh yeah, weather's miserable here, Mike. It kind of just came out of nowhere yesterday afternoon. But I'll see you on the Alp tomorrow. In the morning, 24 hours. 24 and a half hours from now. 24 hours, 40 minutes. 39 minutes. I'll be there. Don't use the coffee stop function. How did it feel? I would say that was pretty hard. Very hard. How did I feel? Normal. Felt normal. Recovery time 24 hours. Just in time then. I should be fully recovered for the Alp. I'll wave. Is the weather okay? Yeah, I think the weather is okay tomorrow, isn't it? Yeah, pretty much settled, I would say. I mean, I'm not like fully unpacked or anything, as I'm sure like, that's no surprise. It could take us a while to unpack actually, but the stuff that I need to unpack has been unpacked. Like all of my clothes are still in bags. So the only thing that's out that I've unpacked is cycling kit, obviously, like priorities. So so everything's out that I need. My office space is all set up now. So whereas before I was using like an office space and then the bike, and then it would be folded up and folded away when I wasn't using it. I've now got dedicated space for both, which is what I've needed, of course, for the best part of like 10 years, ever since I've been doing this as a job. So yeah, it's nice to finally be able to like cement that, because I feel like I can do more. Well, I can do more, but it can be more streamlined, and when each thing has its own dedicated space, it makes it a heck of a lot easier. How's your conversion going, by the way? You were doing a conversion, weren't you? Like what do they call it? A build extension. That's what they call it. Extension. So the only thing left to do really is to like fully unpack everything. This space I need to change around properly. Oh, I keep hitting that all the time. Hence why I need to change it. So I need to change this space around. I need to get like a better system of like setting stuff up and using the space, because to give you some context of size, so obviously the webcam where you guys are sitting is pretty much the furthest, like that's the wall, and this is the wall here. So if I stand here, you know, the back of the bike is right there. So what would you call that? You'd call that 8 feet? No, 9 feet, 10 feet, yeah, something like that maybe. Don't know if you can still hear me from back there, but yeah, it's like 10 feet, and then that's probably more like nearly 20 feet over there. And then, well, actually, no, you can't see. Well, you can't see yet anyway, but like, obviously the roof, so we've got more space in the middle, more wall space. So I want to utilise the wall space, really, because there's a lot of it. Well, there's a lot of it that side, there's a lot of it here, obviously, and this is a full wall here. That wall's got a window on it. So I kind of want to make the most of it, and also the internet, the electric is over there, so I'll have to run cables across. So the cable's going under the carpet for the time being, so I don't trip and break anything, break myself basically, under the carpet. And then I don't think this is the right place for the bike. It was initially over there where the internet is, because it's wired, but I want to go wireless, because probably there's going to be me and Charlie in here at some point, and then there's just double the amount of cables, and then on top of that there's probably scope to, in the summer, because I'll probably be spending less time in here on the bike, I'd have thought, I want to maybe have like a little area where Charlie can chill out, like read a book, like, you know, in the summer when the sun's out, it's nice, make use, because the space should be multi-use really, in my opinion. I don't think it should be purely bike, purely bike related, because it's too nice. Well, not too nice a space. I mean, it's basically a shed, basically a sauna, but I think it should be utilised, you know, to its maximum, and that's what it was used for prior to us moving in. The lady had like she was doing music tutoring in here, so she had a piano in here, so it was really nice, and it's got a nice carpet. I don't know if anyone's seen it. I shared it on one of my Insta stories. It's a really nice, like, soft white carpet, so for the time being I've set stuff up so that
I'm not standing on it. But yeah, it's a very good space. It's a very yeah. Just can't believe it's taken this long, but there we are. It is what it is, isn't it? I mean, we've now got the full-on capacity to do more, do it better, and expand and hopefully be a better version of ourselves. That's what it's all about, really, at the end of the day. Not to get philosophical, but you're trying to improve in many areas, and I'm trying to, I'm at that. I know I'm still young. I'm 30, but like, there's a lot of things I want to do, business wise. Still cycling related, of course, but training, live streams, videos, you name it. So it's all part of it, isn't it? It's all part of it. Right, everyone. Thanks for joining me this morning. And good chat. And enjoy your day, enjoy your Saturday, enjoy your shopping, Michael. I need to go shopping as well. I hope you have a good weekend, everybody. I hope it ain't too miserable weather-wise where you are, and I will see you in the next video, or next live stream rather, which will be tomorrow. So I'll see you then. No, I'm not using the mouse. I found my keyboard with the